Caveat: you wake up in chains. Not metaphorically, literally chained, with a leather harness that bites into your shoulders and a metal tether that clanks with every movement. The man who hired you called it a minor precaution. He lied. You're babysitting his adult niece in a crumbling house on an island where the walls weep with moisture and something drums in the dark. The rabbit knows you're here. Its glass eyes follow your every step, its tiny mechanical arms beating out a rhythm that shouldn't exist. Thump, 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 thump. It only drums when death is near. The girl you're watching isn't the real threat. She's just another victim. The house remembers every scream, every betrayal, every moment when trust became terror. Your employer didn't mention the basement, didn't mention the corpses, didn't mention that your memories aren't your own, that your guilt has been manufactured, that this island is where men bring other men to die. The chain around your chest isn't keeping her safe from you. It's keeping you exactly where they want you. In Caveat, the most horrifying realization isn't that you're trapped. It's that you've been trapped before. The rabbit's drumming isn't warning you about danger. It's celebrating your return. The Poughkeepsie Tapes. 800 videotapes, each one a window into hell, meticulously filmed by Edward Carver over decades of methodical slaughter. The FBI thought they'd found evidence. They'd actually found an encyclopedia of human suffering, cataloged with the obsessive precision of a collector preserving butterflies. But here's what makes the Poughkeepsie Tapes truly insidious. You become complicit just by watching. Every frame turns you into a voyeur of real horror, an unwilling participant in someone else's nightmare. The killer never shows his face, but he doesn't need to. He's already inside your head, making you wonder what you'd do in that basement with that camera, with that power. The victims aren't just murdered, they're documented. Their final moments become performance art, their terror transformed into entertainment for an audience of one. Except now, you're watching too. The water-stained VHS quality doesn't make it less real. It makes it more intimate, more immediate, like found footage of the apocalypse. Cheryl Dempsey survives 10 years of captivity only to kill herself 2 weeks after rescue. Because some prisons exist inside your skull, and some chains can't be cut with any tool except death. When the documentary ends, the killer is still out there, still filming, still adding to his collection. In the Poughkeepsie Tapes, the most devastating truth isn't that monsters exist. It's that they make better documentaries than we do. His house. You escape war-torn Sudan with your family, brave the Mediterranean crossing, lose your daughter to the cold waters, only to discover that trauma has a forwarding address. The British government hands you keys to a crumbling house and tells you to be one of the good ones. But the spirits you carry don't care about immigration status. The Apeth, the Night Witch, has followed you across oceans and continents. It wears your dead daughter's face, speaks in her voice, reminds you that some debts can't be paid with asylum papers. Your guilt manifests as supernatural horror, but the true terror is entirely human. The suspicious neighbors, the caseworker who treats you like livestock, the constant fear that one wrong move sends you back to the killing fields. Your husband wants to forget, to assimilate, to pretend the past died in Sudan. You know better. The witch isn't haunting you because you're in the wrong place. It's haunting you because you did wrong things to get here. The house isn't cursed. Your conscience is. But here's the twist. The witch isn't evil. It's justice. It's the weight of survival when others didn't survive. It's the price of carrying the dead with you into your new life. Some hauntings aren't punishment. They're remembrance. In his house, the most profound revelation isn't that ghosts exist. It's that sometimes they're the only things that keep us human. TribeTwelve. Your cousin Milo is dead, and you're uploading old videos as a tribute. That's when you notice the tall figure in the background, the one who wasn't there when you filmed it, the one with no face and too many arms. YouTube becomes your confessional, your investigation, your slow descent into madness broadcasted live to an audience that can't help you. The observer knows your name before you know his. He sends you messages through your own channel, uploads videos while you sleep, turns your memorial into his playground. Time becomes non-linear. You're receiving journal entries from your grandfather's World War II missions, meeting yourself from different timelines, discovering that your family has been marked for generations. But the true horror isn't the Slender Man or his proxies. It's the realization that your investigation is making everything worse. Every video you upload, every theory you post, every desperate plea for answers just feeds the entity hunting you. You're not documenting supernatural encounters. You're creating them. Your grief is their sustenance. The collective isn't interested in killing you quickly. They want to season your terror, to age your despair like fine wine. They want you to understand exactly how helpless you are before they break you completely. Your YouTube channel isn't a cry for help. It's an invitation to watch you unravel. In TribeTwelve, the most chilling truth isn't that the monsters are real. It's that they're subscribed to your channel and they're hitting the notification bell. The Walten Files, corporate mascots shouldn't bleed. The VHS training tapes from Bond's cheeseburgers promise family fun and childhood magic, but the analog static can't hide what's stuffed inside Bon the rabbit's chest cavity. Felix's drunk driving killed the boss's children, so the animatronics had to be fed something else, something that used to laugh and breathe and trust adults to keep them safe. The company wants to rebrand, relocate, restart, but the spirits trapped in metal endoskeletons have other plans. They remember being human. They remember who killed them. They remember where the bodies are buried because they're wearing them like costumes made of flesh and fury. Sophie takes pills to forget what she witnessed in the back rooms of the restaurant. The medication steals her memories but can't steal her nightmares. Every VHS tape she finds brings her closer to remembering her mother's screams, her father's disappearance, her friend's mechanical transformation into something that sings birthday songs with a voice full of static and sorrow. The retro aesthetic isn't nostalgic, it's necrotic. Every cartoon smile hides broken teeth. Every jaunty jingle masks the sound of metal grinding against bone. The past isn't preserved on these tapes, it's decomposing in real time, and the smell is starting to seep through your television screen. In the Walten Files, the most terrifying realization isn't that the animatronics are haunted, it's that they're not malfunctioning at all. Gemini Home Entertainment. Educational television wants to teach you about nature's mysteries. The woodcrawlers are just Earth's weirdest animals. Nothing to worry about. The storm safety video helpfully explains how to hide from creatures that wear human faces like Halloween masks. Deep root disease is definitely a plant pathogen, and definitely not something that grows inside people until their bones become fertilizer. The iris watches from beyond Neptune, a sentient planet that's been cultivating Earth like a garden for decades. The tapes you're watching aren't educational. They're instructional. How to recognize the signs of invasion, how to prepare for assimilation, how to feed yourself to entities that reshape reality with every meal. Your government knows. The military knows. The scientists definitely know, because they're the ones distributing these nature documentaries through Gemini Home Entertainment. They're not warning you about the invasion. They're managing it, processing human livestock with the efficiency of factory farming. The most haunting episode features children's games, hide and seek, tag, sardines. Except the rules have been modified. The children are bait. The forest is hungry. Feed the woods isn't a game. It's a recruitment drive disguised as playground fun. The static interference on these tapes isn't technical decay. It's the sound of reality breaking down as one universe consumes another. Every glitch is another piece of your world being digested. In Gemini Home Entertainment, the most cosmic horror isn't that aliens exist. It's that they've been raising us like cattle and the slaughter has already begun. Fear and Hunger. 2. Termina. The train stops in Prehevel and suddenly you're a contestant in the Festival of Termina. 14 strangers, 3 days, 1 survivor. The moon grins down with lunatic joy as reality bends around an ancient ritual designed to harvest human suffering like wheat. You didn't volunteer for this game show, the Trickster Moon. God volunteered you. Combat isn't about winning, it's about choosing which pieces of yourself to sacrifice. Lose an arm to save your torso. Trade your sanity for extra hit points. Watch your party members transform into moon-scorched abominations because someone has to feed the hungry darkness, and better them than you. The turn-based system forces you to calculate exactly how much humanity you can afford to lose. The festival isn't random violence. It's ritualized despair. Every death has meaning. Every trauma serves a purpose. The old gods are gone, but their hunger remains, and the townspeople of Prehevel know exactly how to prepare the feast. They've been practicing for generations. Your character's backstory doesn't matter because the festival strips everyone down to their core fears and base survival instincts. The doctor becomes a cannibal. The priest worships demons. The child soldier learns that some wars never end. They just find new battlefields. You can try to maintain your morality, but the game will punish you for every act of mercy with exponentially increasing brutality. The pale green moon isn't just watching, it's participating. Every night brings worse hallucinations, more severe mutations, deeper levels of existential terror. The festival ends when someone ascends to godhood, but gods in this universe are just human-shaped tumors of concentrated agony. In Fear and Hunger. 2. Termina. The most harrowing truth isn't that you'll probably die, it's that dying might be the kindest ending available. The Harrowing. You're an undercover cop infiltrating a forensic hospital to investigate your partner's ritualistic murder. The killer claims demons made him do it, so you fake mental illness to get close to the truth. But the line between acting crazy and being crazy blurs faster than your grip on reality, and soon you can't tell which memories are real and which ones belong to the patient file they gave you. The hospital watches you back. Security cameras track movements that don't show up on footage. Medical staff ask about symptoms you never reported. Other patients know details about your life that aren't in any database, because some information travels through means the scientific method can't measure. Dr. Whitney seems helpful at first, until you realize he's been treating you longer than you remember being there. The investigation files in your room. Detail cases you've never worked on. The photographs show a wife who looks familiar but wrong, like a face glimpsed in dreams that turn into nightmares the moment you try to remember them clearly. The demons your partner mentioned aren't supernatural entities. They're collective delusions that become real through shared belief. The hospital doesn't treat mental illness. It cultivates it, nurtures it, harvests it for purposes that exist beyond the boundaries of conventional psychiatric medicine. Every therapy session brings you closer to understanding that some truths are too large for human minds to contain without breaking. The case you came to solve was never about your partner's murder. It was about your own sanity and whether you can solve the mystery of yourself before the investigation concludes with your permanent residency in Ward 3. In the Harrowing, the most terrifying revelation isn't that the demons are real, it's that you're becoming one of them.
Subscribe for more interesting stuff. Tell us your experience in the comments.